Our next reader is a writer and pre-amateur freestyle lap swimmer. There you go. He has published several essays and previously worked as a writing instructor, copywriter, and book critic for the Minneapolis Star-Tribune, Time Out Chicago, The Believer, and others. He's currently employed as a creative director for a certain Chicago marketing agency called Jellyvision, where I also work, and lives in Albany Park with his girlfriend Julie and his 2 sons. He's working on a collection of short fiction, which I hope to see someday soon. Please give a hand for Tom Haley.
Thanks. This is a work of fiction called Welcome to Steve's Cooking Blog. That's a good start. Red potatoes with spinach and aged cheddar. Hello world, I'm Steve, obviously. Welcome to the first of what I hope will be many posts featuring my unique takes on classic American comfort cuisine. I'll try to keep the recipes easy and easy on the wallet/purse. These cheesy potatoes are to die for, and I've been dying to share the recipe with someone. My wife and her kids love this hard to screw up, simple to clean up dish. When's the last time you heard a 6-year-old say, "More potatoes with spinach, please, Mr. Steven"? That's what they call me. Click here for recipe. Chicken taco casserole. Hey there folks, it's me, Steve. I received a couple hits on that potato recipe last week, which is great. Writing and sharing something I feel passionate about, aka my personal recipe collection, is just what my doctor ordered. Now on to the show. The key to this casserole is to not drain the can of shredded chicken before stirring it into the mayo and cheese mixture. Trust me, I've experimented. And when this meal turns out too dry, Gabe and Anna run straight to their mom and order a meat supreme from Pizza Palace. Oh, in case you're wondering, Dad usually prefers eating later than us once things have quieted down. Click here for recipe. Imitation crab puff pastries for women. I researched how to make a memorable and heavily browsed blog, and turns out writing unique or fun titles for your posts will increase how many visits you get. Given current events, we could all use a little fun. I'm also attempting to garner more hits and positive comments by including occasional photos of the meals. Bear with me, I'm no Ansel Adams. So just trust me when I say these pastries look great in real life, and less like jaundiced newborn rabbits than they are. Click for recipe. Get on track arugula chips. Steve here. After several months of writing this blog, I am happy to describe my audience as small but loyal. And from a few of those loyal followers, I've received good-natured flack over the number of recent recipes anchored by cheese and/or sausage. So I'll be experimenting with healthier options for the next several weeks, starting with these oven-baked arugula bites. P.S. to those of you with kids or stepkids, Gabe and Anna wouldn't touch these with a 10-foot pole, but their mom Deb gave the recipe 3.5 stars out of 5. Click for recipe. 180 calorie salmon toasts, Kim Jong-un. Good evening, everybody. Still trying to get more hits by experimenting with titles. Today during a meeting at my day job, I ran out of things to say and grew quiet and withdrawn, and my mind turned to these speedy-to-prepare salmon toasts. My supervisor, Linda, and the other managers kept talking, but I felt bored. Does this happen to you? I often ponder whether my boredom is a symptom of being too dull-witted to notice compelling elements in the conversation that Linda and the others can discern. Are the walls demarcating the boundaries of my intellect unmovable and unscalable? Or do I just have a case of the Mondays? Either way, smoked salmon is maybe my all-time favorite breakfast food ever since Deb and I went to Finland in 2009. Enjoy. Click for recipe. Freshly squeezed grapefruit juice with alcohol. Hey, Steve. Well, that Kim Jong-un title did the trick. Welcome to all my new followers. Quick reminder, comments should be clean, constructive, and focused on cooking. In an effort to keep today's post short and ensure my blog stats remain upward trending, I'll just leave you with these 2 fun facts about today. 1, it's officially citrus season, and 2, Deb moved out. If you've been following this blog for a while, you know that I love when the grapefruits are cheap, plentiful, and tasty, and you also know that I'm probably better off alone. Click for recipe. Validation Nachos Extreme. Hey everybody, Steve's back, that's me. Sometimes the positive feedback isn't exactly forthcoming at the workplace, and you know what? That's fine. It's not like it's Linda's responsibility to tell a person they're doing a good job, or a bad job, or any kind of job, even though she may be that person's supervisor, and that person may rely on Linda for career pathing and goal setting. As far as I'm concerned, Linda can choke on it. And by it, I mean these indulgent 4-step microwaves. If you aren't Linda, and therefore aren't hopefully choking to death on these nachos, try topping with a giant glob of sour cream or an entire bottle of barbecue sauce. I don't give a shit. Quick for recipe. Fraught greens. Here's the first of some salad recipes meant to break you out of your routine if your routine is like mine and involves getting home from work, standing in the shower for a while, dumping a jar of salsa over a block of Velveeta, and decompressed binging while listening to the news. Despite the terrifying recent developments, especially if any of you are reading this from the West Coast, I'm feeling pretty up today. I bought a sack of greens and some oil and vinegar and a little tub of feta cheese, and I also printed a do-it-at-home introduction to yoga poses. Click for recipe. Mr. Stevens' double bacon divorce omelet. Fellow culinary enthusiasts, this was a tremendous weekend. I hadn't seen Gabe or Anna since Deb moved out a few months ago, but she asked if I could take the kids for a Saturday sleepover, and let me tell you, we had a terrific time. I wonder if Deb's seeing someone. That literally occurred to me right this second. Anyway, before Deb picked them up today, I surprised the kiddos with this extra special breakfast. The hilarious name of this recipe comes courtesy of Gabe, age 10, who I think was just trying to cheer me up. I included a photo of them for our Six Flags trip last summer, just so you can see how great they are. I really love them and miss them. Click for recipe. Mini nuclear quiche bombs. Hey guys, I've taken a couple months off due to recent events, not surprisingly, but I'm back with these appropriately named treats to help us remember that life is for the living. Hopefully some of you are still out there and in the mood to engage in positive and rewarding activities like cooking. It seems the internet is reliably functioning again, though Netflix, I guess, is gone for good. Stay safe, everyone, and if you're sheltering guests, this tasty brunch multiplies easily. Hint, a greased muffin tin helps make perfect individual-sized portions. Click for recipe. 5 little Smokies Appetizers that make an impression. Greetings, my name's Steve, in case you're new here. Has it seriously been a year since my last post? Gabe and I jacked open a few more trunks this evening looking for supplies. Don't worry, we only hit cars that we confirmed are abandoned for real. We scrounged up some rags and a few flares, but no meds. He's fine if you're wondering. I can't remember whether I blogged anything about finding Deb and the kids bunkered down at her place last summer. Most of my previous posts won't load anymore, and I can't remember when I stopped sharing recipes. August, maybe? Anyway, that was a bad day, but Gabe survived and is now walking again and keeping his food down most of the time. If any of you are still out there and can find groceries, these no-frills but memorable appetizers will have people coming back for seconds, but hopefully not murdering you for them. Just kidding, click for recipe. New twists on old classics, the sandwich edition. Steve here at your service. Right off the bat, sorry for the grim photos, but I'm hoping someone sees them and shares with the proper authorities so we can finally get some help up here. And yes, those are wolves. Even though the vast and frankly unnecessary diversity of foods we used to enjoy is now a thing of the past, you can still find plenty of canned, boxed, and jarred foods with no one calling dibs. You just need to be resourceful and willing to put some miles on the old sneakers. For the next few weeks, I'll share some of Gabe's and my favorite recent recipes, which I come up with at night in the moments between monitoring our doors and windows and reorganizing our ingredient shelves. Let's kick things off with these 4 simple ways to use Sudafed and spent coffee grounds in a sandwich that keeps you feeling full and alert. Click for recipe. Gabe's stew. Kidding, relax you guys. Check out these pizza toasts. Click for recipe. Ultimate Vicodin jerky. Putting yourself to sleep doesn't have to be painful or bland. Some neighbors have baked ultimate dessert brownies or ultimate meatloaves, ultimate English muffin bread, and they bake the opioids right in. But the problem with that approach is that those foods go bad in a matter of days, so if you lose your nerve, you have to throw away your ticket out of here and waste all those drugs. So here's a treat that's easy on the taste buds, easy to make, and lasts a long time, so it's ready to go whenever you are. A single 2-inch hunk of this savory jerky will knock off a typical 200-pound adult in under a half hour. Keep out of reach of children and pets, including pets you plan to eat, since the medicines do not cook out. Click for recipe. Grandma's famous double chocolate souffles with warmed fudge sauce. With a little practice, these delicate souffles can be prepared in just 18 minutes on the subway train at night on your way to volunteer at the hospital, only to be refused entry by armed guards who accuse you of stealing. Each of these delicate baked dream piles requires scant heat, no flour, 1 tablespoon of butter, the misery of thousands, a generous smear of hand grease collected from metal railings, and a pinch of salt, topped with shredded plastic bag. Oh, Gabe died. Click for recipe. About this blog. Hi, I'm Steve. It's easy to focus on what we do wrong in the kitchen and forget all that we do well. Please take a minute every time you cook to remind yourself you're not going hungry, you're fed, you're engaging with ingredients, using your hands, preparing food to standards that are safe and healthy, and when you cook for travelers, they express gratitude and pleasure. You will earn this minute back threefold when cooking because you will have eliminated dozens of micro pauses you typically spend frozen in self-doubt. Consider you once existed in a world of cooks vying for attention and dominance online. You were not a tastemaker then, but a cheap cover artist, always riffing, never creating. Spend a few hours each day mimicking utensils with your arms. Create a spoon with the tight palm of your hand, and practice moving water from one bowl into another until no drips leak through your fingers. Next, make a fork. Advance to tongs. They who can make their hands into spatulas will survive. Consider the world of cooking is ours now. We are the best at what we do, and I accept my responsibility to guide us culinarily, define taste, and establish our new national palate. This blog is our fresh start. Thanks.